Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. Thanks for joining me today or catching the replay later. I really appreciate you watching. Today, I've got some fun fold cards for you today. I haven't been in my craft room as much lately this summer, and it was great to get back in here and get creative with a couple fun folds and play with the new Masterfully Made Designer Series paper, which is a paper that you really got to see in person to get the full impact of it. It's so cool. So I can't wait to show it to you today. My name is Lori DeGroot from Lorita Marie Crafts, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Calgary, Alberta. And I like to come live every Thursday, more or less, so I can give you fun tips, techniques, ideas, inspiration to help you take your paper crafting supplies and turn them into beautiful projects that you can then share with others. So, yes, so I can't wait to show you the cards today. First, I just wanted to mention that for the whole month of August, there is a sale on Stampin' Up's kits and their kits collection. And I just wanted to say their kits are such a cool addition to what they offer, because sometimes you just want like a really easy way to get creative. And even if you're the most advanced crafter in the world, I promise you sometimes you just want to get a box and grab this box, open it up. It's got everything you need, and you don't have to come up with an idea. You don't have to cut anything. You just get the fun of putting it together. And so the kits are on sale up to 30% off. So there's a few varying things, but they're all on sale. And there's only a couple that aren't available at the moment, but there's so many cute ones. And I'll just show you this one quickly. So what you get is this cute little box, and it comes in with everything you need. So this one's not unpacked yet, but this is the Saying Thanks kit, and you can see it comes with the instructions in there and everything you need in here. And there's even some that have no stamping at all. So this is a non-stamping kit. There's some where you get to stamp. And the non-stamping ones are fun because they have die cuts in lots of languages. So they come with English, French, Dutch, and German, I believe. Yeah, and so that's pretty cool. So if you've got friends in a different country or family, then you can send them a card in their own language too. So that's fun. So that's only for the month of August. The sale, anyway. You could always get the kits. So let's get to making our cards today. Hello to everyone watching already. Thanks for hanging out. So I'm going to put you down to my desk, and you're going to see this amazing paper. So like I said, I'm going to be making 2 fun fold cards today. And these cards are actually going to turn into my current free class to go when you make a purchase. And so you'd get the pieces all cut and ready for you to make projects. And it features this paper, and I have had my eye on this paper, but it's kind of intimidating a little bit. It's like, oh, how do I use this paper? And so I'm just going to show you really simple ways to use it today. Obviously, I'm only going to use a couple patterns, but look at this. Like, whoever designed this paper is so brilliant. I love to see the videos where Stampin' Up! Shares videos of how they make their DSP. It's so cool to see the artists bring these papers to life. But it's almost like, you know, it's like a multimedia, maybe not multimedia, but like they've ripped paper. They designed paper, then they ripped it, and then they made all these beautiful patterns. It's so cool. And so you've got all these different ones. And then on the other side, you've got some that are great, like companion patterns to go with the busier pattern. So I kind of always like how you got a busier side and something a bit more simple depending on what you're doing. Oh, so pretty. And there's all these fun, vibrant colors. I've actually been saving this paper for August because to me, nearing the end of August, it just makes me think of all these bold, fun, vibrant colors of the end of summer. I can't believe it's the end of summer. Well, not quite. We still have a few weeks. I won't rush us. So let's get to the first card. And I don't know if you're into fun fold cards or not. I usually just make regular cards, but every now and then I like to try a little twist on a card. And so this isn't crazy. This isn't complicated. One of them I've made before. One of them I haven't. And sometimes it's just fun for a little refresh and just to take, like, I guess put one little twist maybe on a card just to tweak it a little bit and make it a little fun. So I've got a sheet of Lost Lagoon cardstock, which is a really great neutral to go with this bright DSP. And I'm just going to cut it in half at 5.5. And then I'm going to score it in half like I normally would at 4.25. But then I'm also going to go back and score it at 3.25 as well. And I'm making a bookbinding card. So maybe you've seen this around if you like fun folds or you look into things. And I've made this once before, but it's been a while. So I thought it'd be a fun one to revisit. And so bookbinding just means it kind of looks like how it opens as like a little notebook. And so this is pretty simple because you only have one extra fold. So you've got the normal one at 4.5, and then we've got this one at 3.25 or 4.25, sorry, and this one at 3.25. And then we're going to seal this up, and then you're going to get a card that kind of looks like a little book like this. So that's kind of fun. So let's cut our DSP to go on this. So I chose this pattern here. Let's show you the full size one so you can see. Mostly because I love these colors. So we've got Berry Burst with Fresh Freesia with Pretty Peacock. It's so pretty. And I have cut this to 3 inches already, and now I'm going to cut it to 5.25. And then I've got a piece for the front, and then I need a little strip for the little binding. And so I just wanted to find a pattern that went with this paper, so you can just, you know, when you're got a busy pattern, usually, oops, sorry, just bonked the whole camera there. That was good. I just kind of grabbed all the ones at the back and found one I liked the most that went with it the best. So I chose this Berry Burst pattern here. And then I've just got a little 3/4 inch strip, and I'm going to cut it to 5.25 as well. And then while I've got my paper cutter out, let's just cut a piece of basic white to put on the inside. And so let's get a little bit, 3 inches by 5.25. All right, let's move the paper trimmer out of the way. And so the first thing I want to do is we're going to put our little strip on. So I'm just going to grab some Stampin' Seal. And we'll put that on. And it's just going to fit nicely on there. And so that looks cute. And then we're just going to add some twine before we seal up the card. So you could, if you've got ribbon that went with this paper, I didn't actually have anything current. I didn't want anything too fat or chunky either. So what I'm going to do is tuck it in before I seal up that bookbinding part. So I need about 22 inches of twine. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to put it inside like this, and we're going to tie it on. So this is why I wanted not to seal up the card before I put the twine on. And then I thought that's a nice way to hide the back, and then it's not like on the back of your card. So you can use something stronger maybe if you don't want this to open up. So Seal Plus is the tape runner that's just a little bit stronger, and then we can just run this through. And just kind of make sure you're happy with the lengths before you seal it up. And then we'll seal it up with our twine on the inside, and then it's kind of hidden. So I kind of like that. So that's why I didn't want a really fat ribbon, otherwise it wouldn't really work. And then actually, I think I'm going to tie a knot just so it doesn't move around on me. And I'm going to tie a bow a little bit up, and it's kind of to the top of the card. And then if you don't want that wiggling around, usually what I do is I just take a glue dot and I put it under the knot, and then it holds it in place, and then that's not wiggling around on me. All right, so now we're going to put this piece of DSP that we cut already on the front. And then we get to decorate the front. Of course, decorate it. Find a sentiment. I don't have the bundle that goes with this. So there's the, I think it's called Gorgeously Made. is the bundle, which has a really pretty stamp set and a set of dies that goes with it. But I'm just going to use what I've got in my stash today. And so for a sentiment, I love the layering leaves for a sentiment. And so I'm going to use this one that says, "So happy to celebrate you." And we'll just pick that up with our block. And I'm going to stamp it in Pretty Peacock, which is the deep green that we've got here in the paper. And it's going to go nicely with this card. So we're going to stamp it and then we're going to punch it out. So sentiments, you could cut it out to size. You could punch it out if you've got punches. You can cut it out with dies. Whatever you've got. I love this decorative circle punch. It's one of my favorites. And so that's what I'm going to use today. I'm just going to punch that out. And then we need a little decoration. So I wanted to add some flowers. And so I decided to pull out the paper florist dies, which I haven't really used yet. So I definitely want to do a video where I like get into these flowers because they're so cool. You can make 3D flowers. So there's lots of fun opportunities here for paper crafting, but I don't want it too fat, obviously, because we're going to put this on a card. So I'm going to use this flower here, and you can see it's one die, but it's going to cut out 4 pieces, so I can make 2 flowers really simply and quickly. And then I'm going to cut out these 2 centers as well, just with my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I'm going to pull that in. Let's just move some things out of the way. And we're going to grab a piece of fresh freesia for the flowers. And just going to plunk that on there. And then I'm just going to cut a little strip of crushed curry. And then I only have to run 1 pass here through my machine. So crushed curry is the yellow that's in the paper as well. So let's just grab those little center pieces here. So it comes with 2, which is nice. So you don't have to, you can cut this all out at once. And we're just going to run this through here. My sister recently made a little scrapbook for a family member, and she used all the paper florist dies, and she made all these beautiful flowers to go with it. So if you're into scrapbooking, this would be a fun set to get, or you can make a little 3D project. So let's just move this out of the way. Okay, so you can see with 1 die, we've got 4 flowers instantly ready to work with here. And if you want to make them less flat, sometimes I just grab my bone folder and curl up the edges like that. It's, you know, it kind of depends. If you're going to put it in an envelope, it's going to flatten out anyway. So you don't want to spend too much time fussing with it just to be smushed into an envelope. But for the tutorial today, let's do that. And so let's grab some glue dots. I'm all about the easiest way to put things together. So I'm going to grab the smaller one, and I'll just offset it onto the larger one, and then I'll grab the center of the flower and I'll put that on. And then you've instantly got this cute little flower. They're so fun. So that's 1 and 2. And then we can finish up our card and go on to the second one. So I'm just lining up those little points with the petals of the smaller flower. That seems to look nice like that. So let's grab our card back. And I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of the sentiment. Just to pop it up a bit. And then we'll put the flowers on. So I'm just going to center that in there. And I think I'm going to use glue dots again. But you could use a dimensional again, or a little tape adhesive, whatever you've got. And then you can kind of tuck it behind or put it forward, whatever you like. I think I'll just put on a couple there. I think I'll put this one on top and you can flip it after. But that's it. And then you can just put a piece of white cardstock on the inside, stamp it with a coordinating sentiment, like the layering leaves. You know, so happy to celebrate you. Then you could put best wishes on the inside, or if you've got another birthday stamp set or something. And we'll just put that on the inside. And then we've got our little bookbinding card. It's so pretty in these colors. I'm going to be obsessed with this paper. I think I can't wait to try a few more things with this paper. So that's our first card today. So I hope you like that one. And then we're going to go on to our second one. So first we need our cardstock base again. And I'm going to use Lost Lagoon again. It was just the perfect kind of neutral for the paper, I found. If you want to go bold, or if you want to go darker, Pretty Peacock would look really nice. Or you could grab one of the brighter colors and go bold with it too. So I've got a regular piece I cut in half, a 5 1/2, scored in half at 4 1/4. And then I need another piece that I'm going to cut to. So 5 1/2 first, and then 3 1/4. And then I'm going to score it along one end here at 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and then we're going to cut our DSP while I have my paper trimmer out. So I need 3 different pieces. So I need one that's going to be a full background. So this is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I need 2 smaller pieces. And so I really wanted to use this pattern here. And this is the kind of paper where you can cut it here, you know, at 5 1/4, and then cut them at 4 inches. And then you've got this fun kind of layout ready for you to put onto a card. So I've also, or you can cut it at 3 inches too to get the most out of your paper. So this is cut at 3. And then I'm going to cut it at 4 1/2. And then what's nice is you've got that full flower image there. And then I've also got this one, which was the flowers where it was like the full pattern of all this pretty flowers. So it was also 3 by 4 1/2. So those are the same. And then I think that's all I need to cut. And then we can start. Or I might need some white for the inside. So let's cut that. So just a basic 4 by 5 1/4 to put on the inside of our card. All right. So first thing we're going to do is just fold our card in half. And just using my bone folder to help me get a nice crisp fold. Just got something sticky, stuck to the end of it, and then stuck to my finger. And then we're going to take our little addition piece, and then we're going to go along that little score line that we made. And then we want to put this on first. So on the outside of the flap, I'm going to use my Seal Plus, just because it's extra sticky. And then we're actually going to put it on the inside. So you just want to line it up in the center, and then make sure your fold line is a little tiny bit above the card so that you can easily close your card. And this is going to fold over the front like so. All right. So we've got that on. And then I'm going to put the white on top for the inside of the card, and then it kind of covers that up, which is nice. Then you can kind of hide that seam that you made there. All right, and we'll put this in. All right, now we want to decorate the front. So let's start with this one first. So this is going to be the main. You're going to see it like this, and so that's why I wanted a more neutral pattern to go there. So let's go ahead and put that on. Oh, I've got all my adhesives mixed up now. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to put this one on the front here, and it's going to see how that looks nice with that fresh freesia pattern there. So let's go ahead and put that on. And when you've got a pattern paper here like this, Masterfully Made, and honestly, like, the paper is the star of the show. So you don't want to put too much on there to contrast with the pattern. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit busy, right, on your card. So I'm actually going to go with something pretty simple on the front. So from the Paper Florist dies, I've cut out this little leaf, and that's in Pretty Peacock. Just wanted a little flower. And so you can just, you know, kind of look through your stash if you've got some other crafting supplies. And I've got the Petal Park Builder Punch. And so I just punched out some flowers in the fresh freesia. And then I actually decided just to use the smallest of it. So I just wanted a little tiny flower to add to the front. And then for the sentiment, I just wanted that kind of simple again as well. So I've just got a little piece of basic white here that's cut to 3 inches by 1 inch. And I'm decided to use a different stamp set because I wanted to kind of layer up some sentiments together. So the Sentimental Park one is good because you can kind of mix and match a bunch of different sentiments. So I'm going to start with the thanks. And I'm going to just use Pretty Peacock again. Let's get that out of the way here. I like to stamp my sentiments usually in a darker color. So I'm just going to use Pretty Peacock again. And I'm going to go a little bit more to the right, I think, like that, so I can layer up my little flower. So I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of that. And I didn't even lose them. Usually when I'm doing a video, I always lose my dimensionals. You know how it is. Things start to pile up. You can see things encroaching on the sides. Messy craft desk is just part of the fun. Okay, I'm going to put it all the way to the edge. You could center it on the DSP if you prefer how that looks better, but I kind of like it pushed over to the edge. And it's going to balance out what I'm doing over here. So I'm just going to tuck the little leaf here on the one side. I'm going to use glue dots. And then I'm just going to tuck it in there. And then you could, again, with your little flower, if you want to make it a little 3D, a little less flat and static, you can use your fingernails or your bone folder. And I'm just going to layer this little guy up here. So I might actually put, I might actually put a mini dimensional on the back just to balance it out here. So I've just, did I switch the camera view and I didn't notice it? I was just looking and thinking, why is it on me as well? How long has it been like that? And I didn't even notice. Hopefully I wasn't doing anything weird with my face the whole time. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. So I just put the little flower there, and then I'm going to use a gem for the center. That's funny. I feel all embarrassed now. Sorry about that. These are the tinsel gems, the 4-pack. There's also a 3-pack with colors that would match this paper as well, or whatever gems you've got. And that's the front. And then when you open it up, it would be fun to have another little surprise under there. So we've got the other piece of DSP that we cut, right? So we're going to also put that in. And I'm just going to use my seal. And it's going to hide behind so that you can't see it when the card is closed up. Right? So it's like a little surprise. And so what I wanted to do was to connect the sentiments. So you would also have a sentiment in here. So I've got another piece of basic white 3x1. And then I'm going to do Dear Friend. So thanks, dear friend. So that's the next one. And we'll just keep using our pretty peacock. And we'll just center this one. And then I'm going to make sure this is just flat, not with a dimensional, so that the card folds nice. And then this is just going to fit kind of right across. And then thanks, dear friend. And then we're going to open it up and we're going to finish off our sentiment. And like I said, you can mix and match, but I'm going to do for all the wonderful things you do. And then all the sentiments kind of go together. So if you want to stamp on your white piece before you stick it in, that's okay too. Let me just see if I can get this to hold straight for me. Here we go. And we'll test my stamping skills here, how straight it can go. 4, that's not too bad. That's the perk of the photopolymer stamp, right? Is that you can see through it. I wouldn't do this with a rubber stamp. I have it already in my card, but with a photopolymer you can see through. All right. 4, all the wonderful things you do. There, not bad. And you could add a little flower stamp too, of course. All right, that is our second card all completed. Like I said, these 2 cards are going to make up my Masterfully Made card class to go, where if you place an order with me using my current host code, you will get the pieces to make this, to make 3 of each design. So you get to make 6 cards. So if you spend $60 or more in my store. So let's go ahead and grab the other one. And this is fun. And then, you know, if you buy the Masterfully Made DSP, then you can mix and match with all the beautiful paper. So many cute patterns and fun colors. All right, let's bring you back up to me. That was funny that I had the wrong screen that whole time. Okay, so thanks so much for watching with me this week. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope that you like these cards. Got a few ideas. Maybe you'll get in your own craft room or break out your craft stuff to make a fun fold card. And don't forget about the kids sale. Lots of fun things on sale. And I will be back again next Thursday with another fun project for you. So I can't wait to see you then. So take care. Enjoy your weekend.